back to our shop here at Cedarstone Estate. As we said in the banner for this episode, we're going to talk about toys. Everybody likes toys. Everybody has them. Whether you have cars, old cars, derby cars, dirt bikes, off-road vehicles, quads, boats, everybody likes having toys. And the winter is a perfect time to work on our toys if you're not using them, unless it's a snowmobile and you fix it in summer. But so today we got to do the brakes on this, get it ready for spring, and might as well have a look around at the same time. This is a 2017 Bentley Flying Spur. It's there's three models of this car. There's a V8, which is the same motor, 4-liter twin turbo, 500 horsepower. This particular model is a V8S. It has 528 horsepower. It has optional 21-inch wheels, got black mirrors, got chrome, got two-tone interior, and it has a sportier suspension. And then you have the Big Daddy, you have the W12. Now it's a 6-liter W12, 626 horsepower. So it has another extra 100 horsepower, but it also weighs almost 400 pounds more. So it's not really all that much faster. It's like 0.1 on a quarter mile, and it's 4 miles an hour faster. It'll go just over 200 miles an hour. This one will go just under 200 miles an hour. But they're all beautiful cars. There's also the Continental GT, which is the two-door version, and the convertible, and they comes in the same 3 trim levels. So let's take a look at this car. Let's walk around here. All the doors feature a self-closing feature. You don't slam a door on a Bentley. They all self-close. Very nice lines. It's a big car. Massive trunk. Has 2 batteries. There's a battery in here, battery in there. Even comes with its own battery charger. The batteries in the charging system are needed because of the computers are always activated, and they'll run the batteries down otherwise. All beautiful lines. It has, as we'll find out later on today, has massive, massive brakes. This car will go almost 200 miles an hour, and at over 5,000 pounds, it needs these brakes. There's a beautiful quartz headlights. There's a twin turbo V8, 4-liter. This is actually a VW engine. It's the same engine they use in the Porsche Panamera and several top-end Audis. And this version, like I said, puts out around 530 horsepower. Let's take a look at the interior, which is what really stands this car apart. As you'll see, there's beautiful leather on every surface. The dash, the doors, the seats, even the headliner. Everything is leather. Beautiful leather, all nicely hand-stitched. Two-tone leather, leather-wrapped steering wheel. And you notice this is not plastic. Even in a lot of high-end Cadillacs and Lincolns and stuff, this will be plastic. But this is hand-polished burled walnut. And they're all hand-picked to match. And it's just everywhere. Let's start it up. Push button start. You'll notice all the beautiful chrome gauges, and they're not plastic. These, as they call them, piano pulls, are all made of a nice solid structure. No light plastics, even the beautiful knurling on the shifter. The steering wheel, everything is nice and heavy. Everything's just a solid feel. The seats are all heated and cooled. Their own controls here. Has a nav. Now, this car does not have very up-to-date infotainment, as they call it. Actually, my friend's Honda Civic of the same year has a better nav system. This is just not what this car is about. It's okay, and it sounds good. It's a very nice sounding system. But as far as modern technology with Google CarPlay and Android Auto and things like that, it just doesn't have it. If you wanted that, you could change the head unit. Now the car has adaptive suspension. You can change your comfort setting, all different levels, sport, comfort. But even in the comfort setting, it is a nice ride. It is your gentleman's sports car. You can raise the car. This is all-wheel drive. The car will actually raise a couple inches. And if you do raise it, say if you're going over a bumpy road or whatever, after 50 miles an hour, it'll drop back down to standard setting. And then at 130 miles an hour, it'll drop another inch for aerodynamics. Those are your heat and cool settings for your seats. Electronic parking brake, your mirror controls. Just beautiful leather throughout. Even the glove box is all about slow motion. Let's check out the back seat. Now the back seat is just as posh as the front. The back seats recline, heat and cool just like the front. Now if you close the door, let that soft close again, and you'll notice the seat goes back automatically to its own position. Another feature, since this is a high-end car, it has curtains in the back windows. There's its own control panel back here. You do your seats. Your seats, heat and cool, are all controlled there. Temperature, you have your own zone climate control, your own piano pulls to control your temperatures. You can also adjust the nav, the radio, and all that from here. You can control your own fan speeds. The only few options this doesn't have is you can get these with a picnic table. You can get it where here, instead of just being a pass-through for the trunk, you can get this with a wine cooler with its own champagne glasses and a decanter. But this one doesn't have that. But again, the leather is throughout, same as everywhere. So if you're sitting here and you find yourself you need a little bit of extra room in this seat, one nice option of this seat is you can move the front seat out of the way. Which is kind of nice. Plus, like the side windows, you have a blind. Operate the back window blind. And that window has one also. You notice even the glass is double thick. So before we do any work on the brakes, we have to put the car in jack mode. So that involves starting the car, and then the two suspension buttons here have to be pressed together. You see the little car emblem? That means the car is now in jack mode. So we can jack the car up now. Little toolkit. Here's the lug nut key. Okay, so first we have to pull off the lug nut cap. I always loosen the lug nuts before I use the impact on them. That's just me, that's what I like to do. I don't really like hammering on the bolts. Special lug nut key. Now we jack it up. Take off a massive 21-inch tire. The caliper is held on by a Torx T30. Now's the time to loosen that off. Caliper gets pushed back. Pretty easy actually. You have to take this anti-rattle clip off. And you have to push the caliper back until the caliper clears the bracket. You can see that in here. So you have to make sure the caliper clears here. Push it back far enough. And it's a couple little plastic caps. Hold the Allen key for the caliper. One at the top, one at the bottom. See the little plastic tab comes out. So now you can get in with your 8mm Allen wrench. I'll have to tie it up out of the way with some wire here. Don't want to let it hang. These are the bolts for the caliper bracket. They're 21mm. These both have to come off. that's off. Okay. So I got to take these massive beasts in, get them turned. I'm showing 34.5 millimeters of material left, and 34.5, and it says 34 minimum thickness. 34 millimeters. So let's hope we can get them turned. Don't really want to be paying for a new set of these. So the pads have wear sensors, and you have to unclip them. So you just unclip them here, push that up there, and it comes apart. And you have to turn this. Then you turn this. Get it out. You have to feed that around. Get it out of there. Pads come off. U-pads just slip in. Put it back in, slide it into place. All the way in. You turn it, and it'll lock in. This little button has to be pushed down. And it'll pop into place. There you go. Another pad. That's it. Clean them up and wait for the rotors to be turned. While I have them off, I might as well wash the caliper brackets. They're pretty dirty. So while I had the car still in jack mode, I decided to check the rear brakes, see how the pads were there, and after looking at them, they're still plenty thick, so I'm just going to clean the area up, and that'll be it for the brakes. She should be good for quite a while. I don't know if you can see, but there's lots of material left on those pads. About ½ an inch anyways. So it should be good. So I was able to get the rotors resurfaced for $56. Way better than having to buy new ones. Before putting it back together, I'll just give this a little wire brush, clean it up, make sure you got a nice smooth surface. I also take a little bit of Never Seas. That way the rotor won't stick to the hub. Line it up. Start a couple bolts. Hold it in place. Put in a retainer screw. I give this a little bit of Never Seas. Yeah. Now this is just to hold the rotor in place, so I don't have to go too tight on this. Next comes the rotor, the caliper mounting bracket. Same way it came off. Torque these to 190 Newton meters, or about 140 pounds. Check the other one again. Wire brush, a little clean on the surfaces. So we're going to put a little bit of lube on the mating surfaces for the pads. And slide the caliper assembly back on. on the pins. Torquing the 28 Newton meters. If you have a torque wrench that'll go that small, no rubber caps go back in there. Look. It looks good. Now we have it, we can see it. Give it a good clean with the brake cleaner. So the last thing to do is put your anti-rattle clip back in. Pry this up. There. That's in. Beautiful. I like putting a bit of never seed here on the hub to keep the aluminum rim from sticking to the cast iron rotor. Have the gun on the lowest setting just to snug them up, and then we'll torque them. Alright, you have to set the torque to 140 meters, Newton meters, or 103 foot-pounds. Nut cap back on. Looks like our brake fluid's right up to the max. So perfect. That's it, done. So I hope you liked this episode. We got the car fixed. We got a few things done. Showed you the car. So we've had a little bit of mild weather here, so this next video we're going to do projects outside. We've got some shingles blown off. We have to check the cistern. So there's a couple of things we have to do. So we'll take care of that, and hope you follow along. Please like and share and subscribe, and hope to see you next time.